Shabbat Shalom, and you are welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. And the Shabbat of today is called Shabbat Haggadah. That means the head of the Shabbat, or the great Shabbat. You know, because today is the Shabbat before the Pesach. So the Shabbat before Pesach is called Shabbat Haggadah. And we thank the Lord our God for giving us opportunity and life to see this beautiful and a wonderful sunny day here in Montreal. So, as I said, the Parashat is Metzora, and Metzora is a person that has Sarat. That is what they call the person that has Sarat. And as subtitle, the Parashat Metzora asks degree versus experience. A degree. When somebody goes to the university, you have a diploma or you have a certificate. It's called a degree. A degree versus experience. We have people, you know, that maybe they might not even have a degree, right? But they have years of experience. And even though in Canada there's something that is called, if I can get it right, that is a kind of a certification that you can do based on your experience. They qualify it as if you went to school, because you have that experience, that years of experience. You cannot buy them. That years of experience, you cannot learn that from school. And we can see, even though recently, the problem with Boeing, you know, the airplane that is called Boeing, every day they knew that latest plane that they call the Dreamliner. What happened? The well-experienced worker were fired. Those that have worked there for years and years that know everything, because they want to save money. The management, they want to save money, right? They say, oh, you know, those what you work 20 years, and your vacation is what? 10 weeks, for example. You go to, no. They fire them. And let us go hire those new ones that come from the university that just came out. Oh, yeah, they have a degree. Yeah, they have aviation degree, but they don't have the experience that the person who has been here for 20, 30, 40 years, they don't have that experience. You still have to train them for such, right? They want to economize, and now you can see everything is just breaking apart. You go, hey, boom, boom, boom. There's a big problem with Boeing, right? So this is what, so experience is very, very important. I'm not saying that degree is not important. It's important too, but you need years to be able to have experience. So that is what we're going to talk about this morning. I have a small story to tell us again. Okay, over the past few years, sport fans have witnessed the retirement of some of the greatest athletes in professional sport. Typically, it is the older fans who feel a sense of appreciation as to how much that player who played who played past his prime meant to the game. Everybody sees the great prospect and the rookie having great sessions but season. But you always wonder which athlete will be the one to outlast he or her peers. Who will be the one to play and contribute to the team and the game on the high level they did earlier on? What is the secret of longevity that allows certain athletes to continue to play while others are now just watching from their living room? So what is the secret? We say for the past years now, right? We have a lot of people, you know, a lot of high players, you know, they retire and they go out from the sport. We have some people that are, you know, they play 10 years. It depends on this kind of sport. Like for hockey players, they don't last long because the game is a very intensive game. So the maximum they play like maybe 10 years, you know, 12 years, and they're gone. So they need to retire early. There are some sports like American football. It's a very, very intensive sport too. When you hit your head, and you see that most of them, when they retire, they have mental issues. Most of them, their brain begins to shrink because of the collusion, you know, in the brain most of the time. And for example, people like boxer, the same issue because they blow their head every time. So well, like footballers too, they get a lot of injury. But what I'm trying to say here is that We have people that retire early, but we have people that still play, even though they are in their 40s, early 40s, or late 30s. They still have that energy, that strength, that power to play. So what is their secret? Why is it that these ones, they can play up to 40 years old, and some they don't play in their 25, 31, 32, and that is their end? Why? What is the difference between these two players? Or what happened? Why some of them are crossing their leg in their sitting room, watching their mate who is still playing in his 40s? What is the issue? What is the problem? What is the secret that those ones they have? The answer lies in two words: the Koach, which is mean the strength, and second, Chochmah, which means the wisdom. Those ones that still play in their late, they still have the strength and they have the wisdom. Right? The wisdom is very, very important. The very basic instinct of survival of any creature on earth depends on what talent you use. When a young person does something that requires a certain skill set, they typically rely on the physical strength that a young person has. But as they get older and their physical strength diminishes, it requires a new set of skills set to accomplish those same things. Perhaps some of that skill set is techniques, and perhaps more important is using their brain to figure out other ways of doing the same thing when they were younger but without the muscles. The athletes who play into their late 30s and early 40s learn to play the game with more brain than physical power or skill. So this is the idea. What I am saying here is this, right? There are sportsmen, or taking for example myself, right? Okay, what I can do 10, 20, 30 years ago, I can't do it now, because I don't want my back to kaput. So that is the idea, you know. So when you were young, right, everything that we do is what about what? Power. Because we have the strength, we have the energy, but we don't have the experience. Lack of experience. But when we get older, we still have to do the same thing. We still have to do the same work. The work doesn't disappear. The work doesn't go out. The work is still there. But how do we accomplish the same task? Not using our physical strength. And now we need to decide on our what? On our mental mind. We need to look for a trick on how to accomplish the same task, but using lesser strength. It now is based on experience, because you acquire a lot of experience over the years. So that's okay. Instead of me doing this thing like this, maybe there's an easy way. Maybe I can just take a machine and just put it, and it operates for me. I just do it easy. But when you are young, oh Papa, I can do it. Of course, I know you can do it because you are still young. You lack experience, right? So that is the idea, and I'm coming to combine it together with what we are going to talk about this morning, the Metzora. Okay. An average person learns this lesson the hard way. After he breaks his back or breaks part of his body, then he's going to learn. Take for example, as I said, for people, as I just said, that like people that what you can do 10, 30, or 40 years ago, you cannot do the same thing now. This strategy will be implemented in the area of life. It works for athletes and the player, and it should also work for us as well. Those players that uses their mind, that uses their brain to accomplish great because of the experience that they have than the younger players or than the younger sportsmen. If it works for them, then it should work for us, and also it should also work for us spiritually as well. Because what we want to do in a physical form, we should be able to implement it in our spiritual life. It's all about experience. It's all about experience. I would like to suggest a radical idea that some may find comfort in it, while others might say, oh, this is an heresy. You don't know, this is a borderline heresy. Rather, you are saying something that is, that doesn't make sense. Let's look at it, okay? Perhaps the theory of using our intellect over our physical strength is not limited to the secular but also to the spiritual. As we prepare for the Pesach, we learn about all the needs to be done in getting rid of our hametz. There are numbers of ways to get rid of oneself of, the hametz in your life. Now, next week on Monday we are going to start the cleaning of the house and so on and so forth. When I was young, right, our mama would say, okay, go clean. We use our energy. Oh, we go, we clean the house. The house is not like our African house. It's not like the house that you have here. Because here, if you take your water, my mama will take a bowl of water, like big bowl, throw it on the floor. We need to mop it, clean. Then we remove all. We use a brush. We brush the floor, brush all the wall. Then we take a cloth to soak all the water and bring it back. But now in Canada, if you take all the water, put the water, the whole house will leak. Because all the houses here is made of what? Is wood. The construction is made of wood. Unlike in our own house, it's made of block and concrete. So it doesn't leak. It doesn't leak. So we need to clean and make it neat. Everything will be shiny, sparkling. Now, if you tell me to go and do the same thing now, I don't think I can do the same thing because I don't think I'm going to survive it because of my backbone. So this is what I have tried to tell you. Now you need you need experience. You need a skill. That all the skill that you acquire for those years, those are called experience. Now I need to do the same thing now. How am I going to do it? What can I do to achieve the same result? Now, this is what I came up with. Now, there are numbers of ways to rid oneself of hametz before the Pesach. Or you can clean out. 1, 2, you can sell it all to you can sell it to your neighbor. You can take all your hametz, everything, you sell it to your neighbor, right? That is 2. Or you can use a principle, an halakhic principle that is called bitul. That bitul is a principle by which you nullify all the hametz in your house. He said there's a principle like that by stage, because now you cannot clean so hard. You just try to do the little that you can do, and you nullify all the hametz in your house, saying this hametz does not belong to me. It's not mine. Anything that I can't see, any hametz in the house that I cannot see, any hametz that in the house that I don't remember where it is. I've done the one I can do, but the one I did not see is no longer mine. I reject it. It's not mine. So that is also kind of acceptable. Maybe because you cannot finish, maybe your house is big and you stay alone, or you are old and you cannot do that alone. So the small one that you can, you do it. You take the hametz. In the morning of Pesach, you burn it off. You put fire in it and you burn it, and you nullify the rest. The rest are not mine. So this is what I'm talking about experience that matter. Because some people say, oh no, I have to do what? Make sure that everything is clean and sparkling clean. So this is as we get older, we realize that there are physical limitations that one have, and certainly older people also have, because the older people have experience, while the younger people, they depend upon what? Physical energy, physical strength. So, in truth, it's the Torah and Hazar who gave us this outlook on how to maintain the status quo and perhaps keep a qualitative edge as we get older. It is these smart, intelligent athletes who are using the advice of the Torah. It sounds like a simple method to approach matters as we age. Unfortunately, we don't necessarily think before we act. And exactly this is what happened to a man. You see, the athlete, they follow the simple principle of the Torah, using their mind. The older athlete, the senior athlete, not the younger one, that want to push everything only by physical strength alone. And when they want to push everything by physical strength alone, they get injury. And when they get injury, they are condemned. And that is it, bye-bye. But those ones that are smart, those ones that understand, those ones that know what it takes to excel, right, in the given sport, they use their brain. You know, it's not everything about what? About physical strength. But the most important thing that the Torah is telling us about is about the mental strength. Right? We use our mind, we use our brain. This brain is given to us to use. Not to put it there, and be feeding it only with oxygen. It has a purpose, and the purpose is to use it to make our life simpler, easier. Okay. So this basic, if you understand that now I'm going now to combine it together with Metzora. Okay. The basic fundamental lesson that can be gleaned from the very beginning of the Parashat. Please keep in mind that this week Parashat Metzora, which discuss the purification of someone that is infected with Sarah, is deeply connected to that of last week, Tazria, that we taught last week. Usually they are read together except in a leap year, just like this year. This year is a leap year, so we separate them. Normally we read them together as a parashat. And this is what he said. These are the law of the Metzora. On the day of his purification, he is brought to the Kohen. But in the very next text, he states this: the Kohen shall go outside the camp, where he shall examine the leper, or the someone that the Metzora, to determine that the Sarah mark has been healed. So a rabbi, one of the rabbis, Rabbi Elimelech, said this in his book of Igra the Kala. That is a book like that. Okay, he expanded on this topic, and he said that for the Kohen, he said that which Kohen goes out, which Kohen is going out, because we can read it that it's like we have two Kohen or two Kohanim that are going out. One goes out and another one goes out. So which one of the Kohen goes out? That is the question. So Rabbi Elimelech said that is a special biblical ruling, that even a Kohen whom is an arm haret, that means a Kohen that is arm, meaning the people of the earth, which is a kind of language that they use in the Talmud to determine someone who is less learner, who is not experienced, and someone who is ignorant, so to say. It's a kind of a word they use to qualify people who are ignorant. Remember that we have Kohen that is advanced knowledge, that is experienced for years. He has this experience. And we have the Kohen, maybe he's a student. He's still learning. It's an apprenticeship. He's still learning. He doesn't have such an experience like the older rabbi who have more of knowledge and experience. So this rabbi is saying this, that someone who is ignorant, or someone who has a less experience, so to say, of the law, can still go out and declare Sarat that the person is impure or the person is pure. A person, a lesser experienced person, will go out, but the Kohen that is senior, that has experience, will go out, and the person who is less experienced will follow him. So the one that has experience, that know how Sarah is, will look at it and say, oh, this person is impure. So the one that has lesser experience will now pronounce it to the people, he is impure. So that is what he's saying. So, or if the house is, for example, if a house has a Sarat, right? The Torah also tell us the Kohen shall go and see, right? So when it comes to say, oh, because we have different kind of Sarat, there are some houses that have any Sarat in the house that is white, red, and green. Those are not good. So that those are Sarat, bad ones. So the Kohen has to come and see, oh, because he has experience, you understand those colors, you know the meaning of those colors. Say this house is impure. He declared the house impure. But in the Middle East, in Mesopotamia, they have another understanding. The another understanding, when they see a house with a black sarah or a black mark, it's not a sarah. That black one meaning good luck. It meaning a blessing, that the house is blessed. The black color meaning the house is blessed. It's a blessed house. Or God is blessing. God is going to bless that person in the house. But the one with white, red, and green, that is not good. They say this one, the person has committed a sin. And we have the sarat, as I said last week, the sarat of the clothes, and we have the sarat of the word of the skin. As sages give us the understanding that this is a what is a progression. That if a person commits lashara, and they said that a sarah comes because of 7 sins. 7 sins. And that is why the Torah said that the Kohen has to sprinkle 7 times upon the person that is what? That has sarah, which represents the 7 sins that causes sarah. And these sins are, gay talk, nonsense, talking gay, talking lashara, shedding of innocent blood, and other kind which I can. Let me see if I have it down here. Yes, let me see if I have it down here. Just 1 minute, I'm coming. So actually, we have 7 sins, which I will find out downstairs. 7 sins: talking gay, backbiting, or stabbing your brother or your sister at the back, shedding innocent blood, or stealing, which is taking things that not belongs to you, and other form. So this is what Torah is saying. And then if the house, if the house begins to show a sign of sarat, God is warning the owner of the house, be careful. There's something that you are doing that is not right. But if the person continues to commit that sin, God will make the sarat to attack his clothes. It's a progressive. And if the person refuses to listen and to amend his way, God will attack that person personally, his skin, with sarat. So it's a progressive progression. If the person did not repent, if the person did not make a teshuvah, if the person did not stop his negative way of speech. Okay, so this is what the I said. So this well experienced rabbi, or this well experienced Kohen will now come and say this house or this person is unclean, and that one that is less experienced will now pronounce it out to the old people. Say this person is either clean or unclean. So what is the lesson there? The lesson to be learned is that there are many ways we can learn and accomplish things in life, particularly when our bodies and our minds change over a lifetime. God gave us resources to face the challenges of not only surviving but striving in life. Many people will say, you know what? I am 80 years old. I can no longer do anything. I am retired. You see, that is the end of me. No! That is not the end of you. Actually, God has given you the mind, the power, the experience to strive in life. That is not the end. If you are retired, doesn't mean that you are condemned. Because most of us, the young people, we look at the people that retire. Oh, this is garbage. This guy is gone. Or this madam, c'est fini. No, it's not c'est fini. They still have life. They still have things to offer. Because remember that those people, they have experience that you don't have. And you can gain enormously from their experience. What they see in life, what their eyes have seen, the lesson that they have learned in their life, you can learn a lot. We can learn a lot. We can't just take a joke, we kick them out because it's useless. It's no longer useful to the society. Because that is what we do. You say, I remember when I was studying, they say there's a thing they say old man. You don't call them old man or old woman. It's an insult. You call them elderly. You know, say it's an elderly man, it's an elderly. So say old man, they say that old man meaning that you are useless, that you are nobody needs you again in the society. No, we need their experience. We need that, you know, that knowledge that they have acquired for years, so they can teach us. You know, we can learn a lot from it. So it is incumbent for each and every person to become a contributing member of the society, no matter what their physical or mental ability are. We need to get out and see for ourselves and learn from others what a particular situation calls for. Even when we get older and physically limited, we still go out and contribute with our experience and mental capability. So it is don't let us look down at that man, at that woman that is retired. He or she has served, right? They've served their nation, they've served their state, they've served humanity. And what is left for us as the younger generation is to rise them on the esteem, because they've gathered experience, and we need a lot to learn from them. And if we can learn from them, I don't think that our society will be the way it is. Because what we are seeing now in our present day society is that the younger people, they are not ready to learn to get experience from those who are above them. They look at them like this. To them, they prefer to go and get experience from Twitter, and get experience from Facebook, and get experience from a foolish person like them. So just the way the son of Shlomo got advice from his fellow foolish friend. When the elderly, the experienced people, they came and advised him. When the northern people come, this is what you tell them, this is what you discuss with them. Garbage. These are old men. You know, look at them with their beards. You know, they have Alzheimer's. You know, that's what they say. You know, they have Alzheimer's. They are foolish. Oh, you know what? More than me. Hey, who is 20 years old like you, who has no experience in life? What do you think? And the guy, of course, the guy will say, let's go and smoke weed. And they, better take the weed too. You know, what do you think? What can you give? You have no experience in life. What advice can you give? And the foolish people will follow the friend of his own age that have no experience, abandoning knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the elderly, of the seniors. So this is what I'm trying to bring out this morning, that we as a child of God, we shouldn't be, everybody has to be considered useful in the society. We are useful in the society. Our mothers, our parents, they are not useless. Even though if they are retired, doesn't mean that they are useless. No, they can still be useful for the community. It is interesting to note that the Leviim work until a certain age and were then given advisory role or a desk job. I could not find the same set of standards for the Kohen, and his service, at least in checking the Sarah. Perhaps an alternative idea will refer to the aging Kohen, whose eyesight may be failing him, as he could no longer declare someone tahor or tamer, which means is either clean or unclean of Sarah. Would we send him along with another Kohen who will declare and have the older Kohen who could not see well, just repeat what the healthy Kohen just told him. This way, the Kohen still feels useful and helpful in his role and maintain his dignity even later in life. I pray that the Holy One, blessed be He, should grant us all the ability to play the game of life way past our prime time. So this is what I'm trying to tell us here finally is this. In the Torah, we have a limited time for the Leviim, right? At the particular age, they stop. They stop work. At the age of 50 years, they stop. And that is it. They retire. But in the case of the Kohanim, there is nothing like that. They walk all their life. They walk and walk and walk. So now, a Kohen who is like, for example, who has experience, who is like, let's say 70 years old, but you see, he can still walk. He can still walk, you know. He still has energy, right? He's not dead. He's not lying down in the bed. Maybe his eyes could not see well, right? So the younger Kohen can take the older Kohen down to the house. And because the older Kohen now learn from the older one, he can see. But why the older Kohen cannot see clearly, because maybe he has a deficiency in the seeing. Now the younger Kohen can see, okay, I say, this house is either clean or unclean. Then the older Kohen will say, yeah, it can be. So we can still use them. That's the idea. We can still use the older Kohen. We can't say because you are older Kohen, go, we don't need you again. No. We can't say, we can't do that. So these people, they are still useful in the society. So I want us not to underestimate these people. Not to say, you know what, okay, they've given their best, and so therefore go out. No, we can see use them and gain a lot from their experience for what they've learned in life. And so this is the message, Metzora, someone that is afflicted with Sarah. How can, when we go down there, I will give us another teaching that is deep, because as I said, that this Parashat is basically, most of it is technical. So I'm going to give us more understanding on what the Parashat is saying. So we, as the children of God, should please not behave like those ones outside. And as I said, I pray that the Lord God will grant us energy, strength, long life, prosperity, peace, to be able to play the game of life. Life is a game that we can play even though far past our prime. So, because when somebody is already 60 years old, 65, start coming down. You get to a peak, and everything in life is like that. You go a peak, and it begins to go down. So, we're past our time, that we can use our experiences, you know, to maintain good posture, good life, good things in our life. Shabbat Shalom.